Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another video on this channel. Today I have none other than a story time as requested on my Instagram. I miss story times, but sometimes I'm like, have I opened my mouth too much? Like, have I already told you guys like every little thing that's happened? But every time I think of that, something else happens or something else pops up. So here we are. Happy October, everybody. Y'all know I love the Burr months. Love hate. Because some memories in this time, which you already know if you listen to my podcast episodes, but I love the season. I'm trying to stay positive. To anybody else who might have some, a little bit of anxieties and just like toughness around the time that they also really enjoy, hugs to you. We gonna get through it. Just stay on this channel. I cannot wait to do a video in my costume. But before I start the story, you guys might see my little co-host in the back. He's on the bed. I don't know if y'all can see him, but let me stop yapping and just get into this story. So this story time is from high school, and it's actually cousins with another story time. Because I told a story time about this specific. I think I've mentioned both of these people in story times before. I literally remembered I called the man Lizard because my friends used to say he looked like a lizard. And I have no shame about that because we'll get to why and who he is now. But anyway, so I'm gonna keep the same name as Lizard. Y'all, in high school, Lizard was my first like talking stage. Again, was it really real in high school? No. But when you're a high schooler, when you're a teenager, what's real to you in that moment is very real, which is the whole premise of this story. Oh, I just realized it crosses two story times. It crosses the one about Lizard and my first kiss story time. Okay, but we'll get there. So Lizard was the first boy that I ever like texted back and forth. We used to like get on FaceTime and we actually like hung out and went on like a double date. Um Y'all, it was just like me and my friend went to go hang out with him and his brother at a little arcade, and it was like it wasn't really where was the romance? Like we were high schoolers, okay? Like I don't count that as my first date, but we did see each other once. He went to a different school. We used to talk. It was like a long time for high school. I'd say it was like over a month. Y'all know, like, this was not something where it was like, oh, he was just my crush for a week. And like the fact that we were in high school, we both didn't drive, and we actually like met up and we went to different schools was like kind of crazy. But anyway, y'all, I don't know how I explained it in the other story time. If you guys know which one this correlates with, um, please let me know. I'm gonna try to remember the other story time. But basically, she was cold hearted in high school. I'm still cold hearted now, but like, oh, like baby, Alicia before she had heartbreak or like went through some real shit and had like some empathy, especially for men. Like I said, I'm trying to revive her. The Scorpio tattoo says it all. Okay, I just remembered basically talking to Lizard and just being like, I'm not feeling you anymore. Like one, it's not funny. Like it's not funny if he like actually cared more than me. Because like I said, in high school, when things are real to you, they're real to you. But I was at that point. I'd never had a boyfriend. I'd never been in love. I'd never really cared for someone like that outside of my family or friends. So when I just decided like, I kind of just don't want to talk to him anymore. I literally told him that. I just told him that, and he was like, "Dang, I don't feel the same way." But okay, and I was like, "Okay." And I moved on with my life. But y'all, like I said, oh my god, editing Alicia, y'all. I've never done this, but I see it in other videos. Okay, so we stopped talking, and in the other story time about him is I blocked him, so he did this. So if you want more context, look at that. And in the space between when we stopped talking and the next part I'm about to tell, where the story time actually starts, because that was just context, this man was harassing me. He harassed me, so I unfollowed him and then or unadded him on Snapchat. And then he used his friend's Snapchat or phone or something to talk to me and beg me to add him back. He was just weird in between. So keep in mind that this girl that's going to enter the story knew all that in between too. Again, the story time is I blocked him, so he did this. I'll type it here for you. Bye. Lizard was my first ever little yeah. So all my friends knew about it. I was like, oh my God, like he's texting me during class. He goes to this school. I was telling everybody when I was gonna like hang out with him for the first time. And yeah, so like I said, even though it wasn't that serious, like for me to cut him off and stuff, one thing I've always been serious about is my loyalty to my girls. I don't care if a girl used to text, if my friend used to text him in eighth grade, I don't want him. I don't care. Like I have always had my solidarity with my women. I would never do anything weird, or if I did do something just oblivious, because again, in high school stuff isn't as serious. If they were like, could you unfollow them or could you not do that? Here, okay. I've always been like that to my girls. So that's the real tea. So that's a little bit of the background on Lizard. So this is a story that I've had in my notes, but it was like someone, sometimes it's hard to tell people that like actually meant a lot to you, and you're just like, I don't know if I want to tell the story because it feels like I'm being bad or whatever. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, if you want to do bad things and do weird things, it shouldn't matter if I'm gonna tell your story.
The clocking stole.
Like I said again with the girls, y'all know I'm quick to tell a story about a boy who wronged me. Well, with the girls, I should be loving my girls. But anyway, we're gonna call this girl Ariel because she was boy crazy. She was back then, and she still is now. I have known Ariel for a super long time before high school. We were always together in high school. We were always going to events together, to games together, sleepovers, my parents picking her up, giving her rides. Like we were really, really, really close, which is why this story had me messed up, y'all. So fast forward, when I had talked to Lizard, that was probably almost 2 years before this actual story took place. So this story takes place, like I said, in connection to my first kiss story. I really should have added this at the end of it, but I'm gonna make it a whole separate story time, like I said, because now I don't care and I'm airing everybody out.
Trust you will be dealt with. Period.
So if you guys watch my first kiss story time, go back and watch it. You don't like have to know the context to get with the story, but so basically, I went to this little like teen event, like this teen event that me and my friends found on Instagram. It was like entry, high school ID entry, like you paid, I don't know, maybe $15 to get in. It was basically like teen club vibes, like a room, a DJ, and it was all teenagers, probably 14 to 18, 14 to 17, something like that. And I'm 16. So one of the friends I went with was Ariel. I had other friends meet us there, yada, yada, yada. If y'all watch the story, I was a late bloomer. I've been a late bloomer. I was 16, a junior in high school when I had my first kiss, and it was at this event. I met this guy at the event. I was vibing with him, blah, blah, blah. When I said I had to go, he kissed me. He kissed me. And it was like, such a big deal. I've always been like the innocent. Alicia never did that. Like, so yeah, it was such a big deal. I was literally texting all my friends, like, I had my first kiss. I had my first kiss, guys. I'm really, who hasn't had their first kiss yet? Because it's not me. I'm still that way. So, like I said, I was really close with Ariel. I'm pretty sure Ariel probably saw it happen. Like, she was like recording me with this guy before. You don't know what friends do, like, right? So, Ariel came home with me and we had a sleepover. And y'all know girlhood, especially in your teenage years, having sleepovers and y'all stay up. And like I said, it was a teen club, it wasn't a real club. So, it probably ended at like 10. It wasn't like the real club. After the real club, now at 22, when we get home, I'm not debriefing, I'm going to bed. We could debrief in the morning. Y'all know. But like back then, it wasn't that late. We're staying up. I'm like, I'm so hype. I had my first kiss. Like I got his Instagram. I'm showing her my Instagram. We're just talking. She's like, I can't believe you had your first kiss. Like she was a girl like way more experienced than me. It was just a key. So we were in this room, literally in this room, on this bed, and we're debriefing the night. And so, yeah, we're just first kiss this. I'm geeked. Like I said, I'm so innocent. So this is just such a big deal to me in like teenagehood and like girlhood. And once again, Ariel was like the complete opposite than me. She was like experienced. She had her first kiss a long time ago. She used to like go out to parties and stuff like that. I've always been a homebody, chill. Goody two shoes. So I'm just again going on about this. It's just something I can't remember exactly how it happened, y'all. It was so long ago. I'm going on about the kiss, and again, mind you, notes or anything or is involved. So I'm like, I don't know why this girl said this like it was like. I guess she was just trying to like be funny so she didn't get slapped. But y'all, I'm talking about first kiss. She like plays off something I'm talking about, my first kiss. And she's like, "Oh yeah, like that one time I literally kissed Lizard." And the reaction I just had right now is the same reaction I had. Like I and she's still laughing. She's like, "Yeah, like the one time I kissed Lizard." Like, "Yeah, I didn't tell you."
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
She knew she didn't tell me. So I'm like I said, I've always had that Scorpio Sarah unlock. I'm just looking. I'm just looking at her. We're in my bed, like everybody's asleep. I'm not trying to get loud, but I'm trying to figure out what she's saying. And if you guys forgot who Lizard is, that was my first little yeah. That meant something in high school. But it didn't mean something, but still meant something because like I said, my loyalty to my bitch is like what? So I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, no, that one time you never told me that. So she's like, oh, like well, this one time I went to this party and like I was like drinking a little bit and then me and Lizard like we kissed. Like I never told you. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like she's steady, y'all. So I start asking questions. I'm like, how long ago was this? Like, what kind of like I know she's experienced. Like, I'm like, are you telling the truth? Like, you guys just kissed. I'm like, why are you? How long ago was this? Oh, not that long ago. Why are you just telling me now? And like, why are you laughing about it? Like, did you? Is all you guys did kiss? She's like, yeah, yeah. No, it was literally like a peck. Like, not even like a makeout. She's like pleading her case, and y'all, I'm not trying to get ghetto on this girl in my silent house when like I'm like what? And mind you again, yes, we were in high school. Yes, I didn't like do anything with Lizard, but again, all my friends knew who he was. You're the same girl, Ariel, who's also like talking about him with me, talking about how like telling me when I was dating him that he looked like a lizard, that he's corny. Like she wouldn't even known who Lizard was if it wasn't for me. Because like I said, he didn't even go to our school. Same one who was like, oh yeah, supporting me when I wanted to cut him off. And now you're talking about, oh yeah, like that one time I kissed him. I never told you. It's about the loyalty. Like it's about the loyalty. And then like I said, also you're talking about this man. You wouldn't have known who he was besides me. And when I tell you our relationship was close, y'all, it was a different type of close. So I was like, oh baby, you're weird. You're weird. Y'all, I don't know how I was able to keep my composure. Cause like I said, it was more of the principle of like, you're my friend, the loyalty, and just like all the other factors rather than being about him. Like anytime I've ever been hurt by a girl when it has to do with the boy, it's not about the boy. It's like about the principle and the loyalty. Cause I never treat any of my friends like that, put them in any position. Like I said, I ride for my bitches, okay? So she's literally just like, yeah, 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 like it was quick. It wasn't that long ago. Like, of course I was gonna tell you blah blah. Like my whole thing is like she was just like piping down. Like I don't even remember her saying like sorry for not telling you earlier or like blah blah. She was just like real pipe down. Because how could you be? You're in my house, and what did you just tell me? And now I gotta sleep in the same bed as you. Like y'all, she was literally real, just like yeah, like of course I was gonna tell you. It was just a pack. Like it was blah blah and yeah. And my whole theory is like I'm sure some of you guys are thinking is like I truly feel like she told me when I was going on about how excited, like literally the manipulation tactic. How people say a lot of people will like tell you bad news when you're in a good energy because they think that will help like level it out. Like it can manipulate you. Like, oh, she's in a good state. I don't know when to tell her, but let me tell her now because maybe because this good thing happened to her. Like y'all, I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how a hand like didn't lay. Like I said again, it's the principle. It's the principle. But I was literally just like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. She's like, yeah, yeah, I would never, like, it was because I was drunk, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, just, she basically just tried to, like, manipulate me and turn it back to, so how was, like, tonight? And, like, did he call you and stuff? And y'all, I literally, I know it's sad to say, but again, like I said, high school, I was different. I was definitely more like, you have different boundaries and stuff in high school. Like when you're a kid, like if it was tonight, she would have had to get up out of my house before I threw something. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, the crazy thing is, like I said, if you understood the closeness I had to this girl, what kind of relationship we had, I still kept talking to her. I still kept hanging out with her. I know, like I said, to this day, that would never happen. Like I said, she would have been out. You gotta walk home now. You gotta walk home or you gotta call your mom. But that was crazy. And I think that was, like I said, in high school, I didn't really feel deeply. Like, I just had my friends and my family. But like I said, I never experienced heartbreak. I didn't really experience some type of trauma. But over the months of being friends with that girl, I realized how I literally let her slide because it was a sleepover. I'm like, what else am I supposed to do? I gotta sleep in the same bed as a girl. I'm not gonna like go wake up my parents and tell her why she has to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I truly realized how much this hurt me and how much like it broke my trust. Like I swear, like I like I said, because that night I don't even think that apologized. Like we would literally get in arguments sometimes where like I kept hanging out with her and she would still gaslight me about the situation. Like when I would just bring it up, like she would say something like, again, y'all don't don't be friends with people who do weird stuff like this because it'll always linger. Like she would basically say something about boys or maybe like bring him up and I would like say a slick comment like, oh yeah, when you kiss blah blah and didn't tell me, or well, I don't know, I wouldn't trust you because you didn't tell me about this till later. And she would manipulate that out of me. Y'all be like, you're really mad about that? You guys weren't even talking like that. And of course this was never in person. She was just popping off in the text like, you guys weren't even, because like I said, if she would have popped off like that at me in my bed, in my room, y'all. Yeah. And yeah, she would just be like, why is it a big deal? Like, you never even kissed him and it wasn't even that serious. It was like a year ago. Like, why are you mad? Like, it's not that big a deal. She would always just like gaslight me. I think like eventually months after, when we had another one of those conversations, she did apologize. But yeah, for months she did that, y'all. Like, I think that was like really one of the points where again, like where I really felt like betrayal because of how I ride for my bitches. Like, what? I literally remember even telling my sister about this like a couple months after it happened. I think it was literally after like we dropped her off somewhere because my sister also knew her and I literally like started crying telling her that. I was like, I don't know, like I just felt like really disregarded because, like I said, how I ride for people, but especially my friends, especially my girls, and then for someone to do something like that, first of all, not be honest right away, like let it linger it, and then, like I said, try to manipulate it and tell it to me while I was in a high moment, and then, like I said, on top of that, not even say sorry and just pick fights with me about it for months. I was like, that hurt. Cause again, I was like, I never do my girls like that. Like, I feel like that was one of the first times I really felt like betrayal and it like weighed on me more than I thought. Cause again, like I was a teen, I didn't like process my emotions that much. But anyway, y'all, I continued to hang out with that girl for a while. I could truly say after that situation, I don't feel like I ever trusted her fully, especially in the man department, even though I said I did. Because I don't know, I just feel like when someone does something like that and then it lingers, and like I said, on top of it, how she was someone so boy crazy and who just was always fiending for male attention. How could you trust someone like that who already did that? And then how on top you already know is boy crazy, right? And I was right to feel like that because y'all, y'all, why years later, when I still know her, I forgave her, or whatever. Again, I'm casually talking about something. She doesn't tell me about stuff like that in the moment. Like again, granted, this was years later, and maybe because the situation is closed, I can understand more now if she didn't immediately tell me about this one. But years later, again, casually her talking about her body count. Why did she mention that she slept with him? And again, her just laughing it off. Like I don't know why. Maybe it's just because like more time had passed, like, and we kind of closed the situation, that maybe is why I didn't think it was that big of a deal that time because I do not remember being this mad this time. Honestly, I think just being friends with people like that, people that you don't fully trust, maybe things just like aren't that surprising to you. You know, so like when she said that, and again, her trying to laugh it off, like, ew, I was drunk and we were at the same friend's house, and yeah, and like, I can't believe I did that. Ugh, like, he's so, that's basically how she like described it. And I was just like, bitch, like fake hitting her, like, what is wrong with you? Like, because of the past and who he is. And she's like, I know, ew. It was kind of just like a moment like that. But again, even when I look back like that, I'm just like, I remember I was driving her, like, what was, like I said, this is what I'm saying. Like, when you're young, when you're younger, you do not have the same kind of boundaries. Because again, today, I'm stopping in the middle of the street and you're getting out. Cause what, y'all? Like, this story looking makes me feel like such a pushover. But like I said, this was a long time ago. And yeah, I am no longer messing with that person. Um, I don't want any people, like I said, especially girls, in my life like that with the way I ride for my people. And like I said, I did not care about calling this man lizard and like how my friends used to make fun of him now, because now little Alicia dodged a bullet by saying, oh, I just all of a sudden felt like I want to stop talking to him, and I stopped talking to him, and as I should, period, and I don't feel bad about it. Like I said, because now to this day, that man is like a known abuser in my area. I said, oh, oh. So yeah, his lizard looking ass can keep. But yeah, guys, that is the story time. That is my story time from high school. A story time to get back into it to kick off October. I feel like that was a juicy one, a juicy little high school one. Like I said, y'all, like the loyalty in that girl really, really did hurt me. But like I could say this story funny now because again, like I said, I would never keep a girl like that around me now. And yeah, try me. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this one, y'all, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the mess. And what honestly makes me sad, like I said, is unfortunately, as many real bitches as there is in this world, like I said, how I ride and the loyalty I have, especially to the women in my life, a lot of times, why do we end up with girls like that around us, like who just do not be matching? So if you have a similar story, if you can relate, or if you already seen it coming from a mile away, tell me, because I already know there's some girls who were thinking like that during this whole story. Okay. But yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.